Hi everyone, Brett here from Brett's Fish Tanks, and basically on this video I'm going to be talking about the best foods I believe you can give your fancy goldfish. I know there's so many different types of fancy goldfish food out there, from flakes to frozen foods to dried pellets. I've tried quite a few different ones. I'm using quite a few different ones at the moment. I have a right old mix, so I'm going to talk through each one I currently use. Hopefully you'll find it useful if you're looking for foods for your fancy goldfish. So yeah, let's get started with number one. And first up I'm going to talk about is a New Life Spectrum regular goldfish pellet. This is a 3mm sinking pellet. As most fancy goldfish keepers will say, try not to give floating foods. I've never given floating foods for my goldfish. Some people will probably get away with it. There's always the stories of fish getting swimming bladder issues and that from floating foods. I'd rather just not risk it. So yeah, New Life Spectrum. This is a brand new tub, because I've just got through my other one. So this bad boy's about to get opened up. But fancy goldfish will just about eat anything, let's be honest. But I absolutely love this stuff. It's gone in seconds. So first up, New Life Spectrum. Let's talk about number two. Number two, it's good old Northfin, and this is relatively similar to the New Life Spectrum, as in it sinks roughly about the same. I've got for this one, for the Northfin, this is just 2mm as opposed to 3mm. Just to mix it up a bit. Really, there's obviously very little in it. But yeah, another food that the goldfish just devour. I think this is my second packet of this as well. Absolutely love it. Brilliant food. Most people probably wouldn't have both of these. They just use one or the other, but I just mix it all up, and I can't give you much difference between the two, because obviously I use them at the same time. But again, just like New Life Spectrum, when you feed it, the water doesn't get that dirty. They devour it. That's a good quality pellet. So let's go on to number three. Here's goldfish food number three, and it's Saki-Hikari fancy goldfish sticks. These are little mini things. These are tiny, and some people are off Hikari. Some people love it, and so there's a bit of bad press. I see some comments on YouTube. I had one on a previous Hikari recommendation I'd done on some floating, on Cichlid Gold, I think, floating sticks, and I see similar comments elsewhere saying that Hikari have a lot of fillers in their foods and stuff like that. All I can say is this is arguably the most popular food I put in that tank. They go crazy for it, more than the Northfin and more than New Life Spectrum. They just devour this stuff up. So Hikari, another good solid food. You know, is it better quality? Probably not, but it is a good food. I don't think you can go wrong with it. Basically, just like feeding all fish, you want a varied diet. I feed Hikari along with the Northfin and New Life Spectrum. Another good solid dry food. Let's go on to number four. This is food number four. We're back at Northfin again, 2mm, but this is Krill Gold. I'm not going to lie, this stuff is pretty expensive here in the UK. It is a premium one. It's only 80 grams. I can't remember the price now, but I know it's well over a tenner. It's not a food you're going to feed all the time. It's a treat food and one to put on a bit of weight and, you know, get them looking decent. So once, twice a week you'd be feeding this. Again, it's really strong smelling. You know the quality's good. With Northfin and New Life Spectrum, the smell alone you can just tell isn't like a lot of the other crappy foods out there. So Krill Gold as a nice treat, it is definitely worth getting. So yeah, out of the foods I'm recommending, you know, 4 of the foods I'm recommending are dry foods, but I just think a big mix is the way to go personally. It's obviously your own choice, but this is how I do it. So let's go on to my other recommendation. On to my fifth recommendation. We've gone to frozen foods now, and this, as you can see from the packaging, is frozen garden peas. And basically lob some garden peas into a pan, boil them, deshell them, just use the innards from the peas, smash it up, lob it into the tank. They go crazy for it. Well, I've got this one out. It's not just peas though, it's other greens really. There'll be lists and other recommendations out there, but the one I commonly feed the most is peas and a bit of broccoli, to be fair. So there we go, number 5, get the veggies in them. In at 6, this is going to be a double, this one, so it's blister packs of frozen foods. It's the normal treat food that you get from the freezer at your local fish store, and that's bloodworm. They love it. I do find that goldfish, when something's natural shaped like bloodworm, it's floating in the water column, I find they feed off it so much quicker and easier. With the little pellets and that, they do struggle, some from like the rancher especially, really struggles with little foods. It takes him ages to eat anything, whereas you put bloodworm in and there's dangly worms floating around the water column, he will eat a lot more, a lot quickly. So bloodworms, and then as I say, it's joint. I also give frozen krill as well. Again, with these foods, when you put them in the water, don't mash them up too much, because it goes into loads of little fine bits and it doesn't get eaten very well, or it just dirties your water up too much. Just let it naturally break up in the water, and it comes off. The bloodworms will come off whole as opposed to in bits, and the same with the krill. Just let them float off, and the goldfish will devour them. And you'll find there'll be a lot less particles in your water. Don't mash them up with your hand. Just let them warm in your hand, or soak them beforehand, and jobs are good. And so there we go. Hopefully you found this video interesting. I'll put some links to the ones you can purchase online. The links will be for UK, so if you're in America or India or elsewhere, you're just going to have to Google it, but they're the foods I use on my fancy goldfish. Hopefully it might be useful to you. If you found this interesting, please subscribe, please like. If you agree with my suggestions on the food, or you have other suggestions, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you've got to say on it. And yeah, see you next time. Not going to leave you like that. I can't do a video talking about fish food without watching these bad boys eat. So let's lob in some bloodworm, let them have some food. Right, got some bloodworm all defrosted in my mug. Let's give these boys a little treat, I think.